Okay, well, we're about to get started again with Meet the Omnissa Tech Insiders. I especially invite my Omnissa colleagues to come and hear what the community has to say. But with that, I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack. How's this? Am I close enough to the microphone? Okay, good. Thank you all for coming to join. My first slide is the only one I'm really going to talk to, and then I'm going to let these wonderful folks take it away. First and foremost, though, maybe check what button do I press. That's a laser pointer. I can point lasers.
Oh.
There we go. Look at that. So this is my only real thing here, is to push the Omnissa community, where you can find these lovely tech insiders and the rest of our group. They're helping out other community members with questions you might have, and really just building a great sense of community and connection there. So take the time, scan the QR code. If you don't get it here, you can always come check us out at the Community Connect booth, and we'll get you there too. We've got socks and Bluetooth speakers and all kinds of fun swag to give you. So with that, though, I'm going to go through a quick introduction of these four. If y'all want to say your names and, whatever you feel like that's, within reason. Starting with Sean here. We'll go after the introduction.
Hi, my name's Sean Massey.
Henning,
Stephen Wagner, Chris Hildebrandt.
And these are our tech insiders. We're going to go in order, well, not in order at all, actually. We're going to start with Jens. There's a little bit about Jens on the screen, but he's basically just going to give you a rundown of kind of who he is, what he does, and one of his favorite use cases that he has solved for using Omnissa solutions. So take it away, Jens.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. So my name is Jens. I'm working as a UC lead architect and partner at Comdivision. You can hear basically by my accent, I'm from Germany. So happy to be here, and happy to be a member of the Tech Insiders as well. And what is a use case I want to talk about here today? We all know that Windows 10 is coming to an end. You hopefully have migrated already to Windows 11. If not, please hurry up. But what comes with all these, migrations and OS migrations? I don't want to talk about the OS so much right now, but it's all about application lifecycle management. Because if you think about, hey, I need to migrate from Windows 10 to Windows 11. In many cases, it means like, hey, you have to reevaluate your hundreds of apps, maybe thousands of apps, and additionally take into consideration about the security landscape and the security times we live today. So we have more and more vulnerabilities in apps. So which means for you as an admin, you have to patch it more and more often. And if you're not having a automated application lifecycle management, you basically end up being behind and you're being vulnerable. So what I really liked here today about the keynote and about the whole roadmap from Omnissa is that they actually, giving you the tool set to solve these problems. And one of the nice products I'm going to use for that one is App Volumes, for example. So that allows you to capture your application just once as an App Volume. And now with App Volumes on physical, you can not only deploy it on virtual machines, you can also deploy it on all your physical endpoints using Workspace ONE. So that gives me the huge opportunity to just, pack it at once, having one platform to deploy it, and being happy with it. And if you now get the last bit and piece in automating the creation of App Volume, you're really done with it. Then you actually have a very nice CI/CD platform where we can go forward and basically be able to patch it. And what we've heard today as well with the security console coming in, it makes it even easier for you to hey, there's an app with a vulnerability, just roll out the new application using DEX, figuring out, oh, it's not working in the new version, simply reverting back to an older version, and this all with the power of App Volumes. So that is pretty awesome. And not going to consume all the time here today because I can speak hours about this topic, but that's
too bad. We've only got 50 minutes. I'm so sorry. Well, fabulous. Thank you for sharing. We'll pass it off to Stephen Wagner, another one of our tech insiders. Go for it, Stephen.
Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Wagner. I'm the president of Digitally Accurate Inc. We're a proud Omnissa partner up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Also a proud Omnissa Tech Insider. Love hanging out on the community forums. I'm involved in a whole bunch of different projects. I also sit on the board of directors for world of UC. Omnissa is one of our founding partners, so thank you for your support. Today, a lot of you who might know me from my blog, www.stephenwagner.com, I do a lot of stuff on vGPU. So whenever I have a chance to talk about a use case, most of the time it's with VDI and NVIDIA vGPU. So hoping that we'll have a little bit of an exciting conversation about that. You know, when it comes to anything GPU accelerated, we're always talking about high performance VDI environments. And that's a passion of mine when you have to tweak them and get them set up in an optimum way. The troubleshooting is a ton of fun. Customers might hate it, but it's good for me.
At least it's, you know, a brain teaser a little bit.
And there's at the same time too, there's a lot of exciting things going on in the space right now with you know, virtual AI workstations. Where I know that one of NVIDIA's focuses, there's a sponsor here at Omnissa One. They're focusing on AI development and prototyping inside of VDI environments with vGPUs. So there's a lot of exciting stuff happening here, and it's just the beginning. Whether it's for GPU accelerated workloads or with any of the products or solutions that Omnissa is working on right now. So it's exciting times. And one more thing before I hand it off to the next person. Last year, you know, it was a difficult year because that's when Omnissa was trying to get there.
Lots of changes.
Yeah, it was all about the identity. Now this year, this is like the next step. This is where we're going in the future. All the solutions and products that are actively getting developed. This is where all the fun begins. So, you know, it's great to be here. I'm glad that everyone could make it out who's here. And yeah, thanks for coming.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. All right. Next, we'll hand it off to Chris. There we go. It worked.
All right. So I'm Chris Hildebrandt. I'm a senior consultant for Young Tech. Where I find myself a little bit different in the group is I'm an automation junkie with an EUC background. So if it can come to figure out how to automate something, I'm all for it, especially in the EUC world. One of the things that I've done is I hated documentation so much. I wasted 3 months of my life writing PowerShell code to document things for me forever because I don't want to. So
Doesn't sound like a waste at all.
No, it was very useful. But if you guys hadn't heard of it, there's as-built reports out for documenting your Horizon environment completely through. So you can spit out a Word document with every single configuration out there for it. And it's simple, free, easy to use. One of the things that that I love about this community is a long time ago, before VMware had purchased Horizon, I actually had the pleasure of having a use case to deploy Horizon for educational purposes. The company I was working for before was deploying a new business application, and we needed a way to train our users. And being able to use a non-persistent desktop for training and just dump the profile and everything was amazing and had me hooked from that day forward. And to see where it's come from that to where it is now is absolutely amazing. You know, I know I've been in it for a long time, but it's sad to look back, but it's been fun. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, last but not least, in this first round of questions, we're going to move on to Sean.
You know, I think we go with that as last and least. But hi, I'm Sean. I'm like Chris. Like I said on your slide, I've been doing EUC for about 15 years. Today, I am a self-employed consultant. I have my own business. In addition to that, like Stephen, I'm on the board of directors for World of EUC, which, as he said, is partnered with Omnissa. So again, thank you for your support.
Of course.
But, you know, I'm a EUC technologist. I'm really passionate about this technology because I got my start in EUC, like 15 years ago, getting hired into a company that was looking to do VMware View. And I kind of had to pick it up because the consultants that they had hired at the time got bought and all the people left. So I kind of developed a passion for it and a brand around it because at the time nobody was blogging about it, nobody was writing about it. So I was able to find my voice in my space there. Prior to kind of going into business for myself, I did work for VMware in the cloud provider practice where we were working with what is now the Omnissa products in a service provider perspective. So we were designing desktop as a service using Horizon. We were building out managed services offerings with Workspace One. So I had a big focus on multi-tenancy, and that exists in some of the products today, like Workspace One is multi-tenant by design, and other products like Horizon 8 aren't. So it provided a lot of really interesting opportunities to architect brand new solutions and do things that nobody had been done before. So, I'm kind of passionate about that space now, and, finding ways to build out multi-tenancy with Omnissa products, because as you get into larger companies, it's not so cut and dry as to who's running the service and who's operating it. And you may have different business units with very different needs, where you may need to build your own in-house desktop as a service platform based on Horizon, or you may have to divide up Workspace One into multiple tenants and architect solutions, because the core business unit that maybe owns the central IT services has one set of needs, but then they may have a bunch of subsidiaries that have a bunch of different needs. So that's kind of like where I like to focus these days, around Horizon and Workspace One.
Love it. Thanks, Sean. So we've got plenty of time left, and y'all had some really great insight in that first round there. But I'd love to kind of just dig in. We can free flow a little bit, but starting with, what are you most excited about? We heard about a lot of new and upcoming releases in the keynote. If anybody's got a favorite, I know I'm putting you on the spot here. Or anything else that you're most excited to see coming up this weekend. We've still got a lot of breakout sessions coming. So what are our tech insiders seeing as kind of, the most exciting things?
I guess I can go first, since I'm sitting next to you, Jenn, right? Pass it to the left. So there's two things I'm kind of excited about. One was a breakout session I went to earlier today, which is about using Workspace One to manage Horizon. Now, going back a few years, this was something I had done with my team in our lab, but it was very cumbersome. There was a lot of caveats to doing it, and it was limited in terms of what use cases you could do. It's advanced a lot, to the point where in a few use cases, you can actually do it in production today. And what they talked about in the keynote today was, in Horizon Cloud, you have that ability to actually auto-enroll desktops into Workspace One directly from the console when you're setting up pools. And there was a really good demo at the session that Josh Spencer and Mike Erb did just before lunch. The other thing I'm really interested to dive into more deeply is Windows Server Management with Workspace One. Not only is that, providing some extra, some advancements to Intelligent Hub to move away from some of the things built into Microsoft Windows, but it helps unify all the tools that are used in enterprise. Because you may have one set of tooling for physical desktops, and laptops. You may have one set of tooling for your VDI infrastructure and a completely different set of tooling for server management. Well, now that opportunity is there to kind of bring it all together into one set of tools, and to have, even if you have different policies for managing everything, one consistent way of doing it.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah.
You basically mentioned it all already. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say too.
Jinx.
Things. Yeah. So hitting all the check boxes. But I want to second that. So if you want to call it, it's Windows management. The new features you have in UEM right now. So starting with the integration of Horizon in it, co-management, really huge steps. And what I really like about the server management is basically it brought us management of GPOs for free, so we don't have to use these baselines anymore. And so that's really a huge step forward. I can see definitely a lot of customers of mine going to leverage this one. So yeah, that is one of the, we have heard a lot of very good announcements. Yeah, but if I have to pick one, this would be the one.
Love it.
So I'm a big geek, and
Well, I could have told you.
even though I do this for a living, one of the reasons why I specifically got into VDI and with Horizon is just because I was trying to learn something new, and just tinkering with it as a partner, getting my hands on the NFR, I was like, I got to move forward with this. So today, one of the big things that stuck out to me, and I think it was the only item that didn't get a round of applause, was Horizon Cloud Services with vSphere. And And I know that it's kind of taboo to say the B word, but I look at this being kind of like it could potentially be the next evolution of a major provisioning method for Horizon services. If you eliminate the requirement to have connection servers, you deploy an edge gateway that directly interacts with the hypervisor. It could be the next step on how virtual desktop infrastructure gets deployed on premise and in the cloud, and all having a simple unified console to manage all your clouds. So super excited about that, and also with the AI agentic workflows.
That one looks real cool.
That are getting used. So
I love it. We had some reserved seats with the Tech Insiders at the keynote today, and there were a few times where I just heard the whole line in taking breath and just like, oh, yeah, that sounds really good. So that was very fun for me as the community manager. Go for it, Chris.
Now that everybody stole all the functions, all
You
of
can
them.
repeat. It's
I
fine.
know, but to me, I think the AI functions are huge, especially the workspace one management, the UAM management side of it. The future ability to build out master images with that is going to be a huge addition going forward, especially updating so that you don't have to piecemeal something together out of your own box. I'm trying to think I don't know. I lost my train of thought there.
That's
So
okay. That's fine. Anybody else have anything they want to really focus in on from the keynote? No? Anybody have any sessions that they're the most looking forward to this week? Because there's a lot happening, I know.
Well, there's a couple spots where I actually somehow managed to triple book myself in the app, which isn't supposed to be possible, but
You're just that good.
well, obviously, but the Windows Server Management one is, I believe, tomorrow. That is at the top of my list for sessions I want to go to and get more of a deep dive in that. And Horizon on Nutanix, but come on, I'll let Jens
I
talk
think
about that.
repeats just means that they're actually really cool and everyone should want to go to them.
So yeah, I can second that. So if you haven't had the chance to play with the beta on Nutanix or Horizon Nutanix, then please go to this session. Additionally, I want to highlight the co-management session, and yes, and last but not least, everything about app volumes, because I think we heard it before. App volumes is a very cool product, so go and check what's new about this one in the lifecycle management.
Yeah, Michael, is that co-management one yours?
No, mine's unlocking value of Workspace One.
Everyone should also go see Unlocking the Value of Workspace One with our other tech insider, Michael.
see, now you steal mine.
I'm so sorry. I'm a team one moderator.
You can say it again, Chris.
Just at the end
I won't be
over
mad.
here.
So everyone else is talking about the new fun, sexy stuff. I'm going to talk about something not so sexy. I deal with a lot of customers. I deal with them working on their environments. And one of the big challenges I always see is that customers are always struggling with some of the more complex aspects of their infrastructure, unified access gateways being one of them. And so later on this afternoon, I believe we have a session covering UAGs and how to troubleshoot them like a pro. Or was it this one?
It's right now.
Oh, well.
It's this one, go.
Yeah. If I wasn't here, that's where I would be at.
Don't everybody leave at once and go see that.
Chris will pass it to you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one is right now because I was signed up for it before this popped up.
All I'm hearing is a future Tech Insider topic.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, but to call out the same thing, I think the app volume sessions are always great to hear Jeff talk about app volumes and where it's going and all the other future integrations that are in process. They've been very open with that as it went through its life cycles.
Absolutely. All right. They gave us a double session. What else do y'all want to talk about?
Questions from the audience.
Questions from
Come
the
on,
audience?
audience.
Should talk about the community forums.
We should. I guess I can do more than just put the QR codes on the screen. Do you have something specific you'd like to share about?
Yeah.
Because you're a great hype man for our forum.
So, hands up, who's on the community forums? Yeah, there's a couple that aren't.
That's a great
I invite
ratio,
you
actually.
to sign up and join the community forums. There's a whole bunch of product managers. You've got the tech insiders that regularly participate on there. Pretty much, if you have any questions about any of the software, someone will help you. Whether it's not a customer, you can connect with other customers that are in the same space. You can talk to Omnissa staff, like I just mentioned, being redundant product
very
managers, tech insiders. It's just an excellent resource.
Yeah, there's a lot of helpful information to find there, and it's a great place to find links to all of our other stuff. You know, docs, a tech blog, Tech Zone is linked from there. I'm pretty sure we got a link to KBs. If not, I'll update that, and we will. But yeah,
Another huge benefit to that one is for the DEM customers. There's a lot of new templates that are out there that are not included in the install that are actually extremely useful.
yeah, we've got I think a whole subforum for
Yes.
those templates.
Yes.
So check it out for sure.
For sure.
One other thing I've heard from a few people that webinars they think would be a helpful way to learn about our products and maybe hear some news that they might have missed. We do have at least one webinar a month on the community forums, and it's always on a variety of different topics. So we definitely encourage you to come by there as well. Questions? Yeah. Who wants to ask? Please heckle these people. I would love to challenge them. Questions?
No?
No?
That's fun.
We're gonna pick on you, Michael.
Whoa!
I said
You gotta have a question for us.
I don't have any questions for you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, who here's using text? Who wants to tell stories about text?
You guys
I'm
a
a
bunch of
partner, so I don't use it, but I'm sorry.
Mostly partners.
I haven't put it in my lab yet because my lab list is like 18 pages long.
So yeah, I think we are almost all partners over here. So, but I do have some customers using it. So it's really helpful
I've answered
for them.
Dex. Dex is great.
And if you see, I can see the immediately the benefit. You know, if you
I'll go talk to them.
remember the keynote today, right? If you have this deployment rings, this is where you actually can bring it into the automation. So Dex is nice, but it's even way better if you integrate it with intelligence in the deployment rings, because then it can do stuff for you, basically, yeah, and more automated. And that's basically where the circle closes, right? That's basically where get the most out of it. And customers from my side who use it are really loving it. So yeah, you should really at least see that you can get your hands on it, yeah, and then see if it's something for you.
You get a 30-day trial.
They give you a 30-day trial.
You get a 30-day trial.
Maybe we'll talk about hypervisors, Sean.
Now I feel like they're just picking on each other, but I don't know if I should be encouraging them.
That was a joke. But I think one of the things they did talk about today is the future of where Horizon is going in terms of what platforms it can run on. And we live in a post-acquisition world, to put it delicately, and that means a lot of companies are looking at new options for their infrastructure. And I was glad to see that highlighted in the keynote when they were talking about Platform 9, who, if you've never heard of them, they have a booth right over there that you can go talk to them. They are an integrated OpenStack provider, so like a full stack solution. But it's nice to see that there is this work towards platform independence, because up until the spin out last year, everything that Horizon did was very, very, very closely tied to VMware. And if you wanted to run Horizon and you wanted to gain all the benefits of all the automation of deploying desktop pools and RDSH farms, you had to run it on that platform. So it's great to see the work that's being put into putting Horizon onto other hypervisors. It's only going to make the product better. Some of the work that's already been done, they touched on this in the keynote, to make Horizon run on AHV is going to enable them to unlock more platforms in the future. And I think that's really exciting, because now as a customer, that's going to give you the choice, right? You're going to be able to choose which hypervisor you want that's going to best align with your business and the ability to optimize for value, both in terms of cost and for operational purposes.
avoiding the hypervisor question a little bit, but you know what you already said. You know, it's really nice to see the investment that Omnissa is doing in their own stack, right? So they basically have rewritten a lot of code inside of Horizon, for example, to make it, you know, hypervisor agnostic, so independent from it. Yeah, so that's really, you know, the first important step, and now we have to see where they go, where the direction is going. Same applies to, and we saw it at the keynote as well, to transition to modern stack in Works One. Similar story, right? So tremendous amount of hours in coding going in here. So really, you know, thank you, Omnissa, for doing that. Yeah, but you know, being ready for what is coming next, right? And that is basically, I see Omnissa in a very good position right now because they are very flexible, not only when it comes to AI or when it comes to Works One, but also very flexible when it comes to new hypervisor choices. And you know, that's actually the key takeaway you should have for today. And then, you know, let's see what's coming next.
Anything else that I think we do?
Pretty much saying the same thing, freedom and flexibility. We saw it once before with Horizon during the pandemic when we had the ability to load up the agents on physical PCs, which helped numerous companies function around the world. And now we have another problem, which is the whole hypervisor situation. So it's fantastic that Omnissa has been stepping up to the plate and working on developing solutions for these challenges that customers can force into. So.
Yeah, I guess another reiteration into this one. I mean, truly, them stepping back and making it hypervisor agnostic as much as possible and rewriting a massive amount of code to make a product that wasn't designed for multi-hypervisors ever in mind, to making it that way is a huge undertaking starting.
Well, it's not just hypervisors either. If you look in Horizon 8 today, there's already cloud endpoints that are being added. So it's really more about, you know, where can I run my workloads? Where can I run my desktops? Whether it's on premises on a hypervisor or now starting to, you know, look in the cloud, right? Horizon 8 can already do Amazon Workspace Core. And it's only a matter of time before we start seeing other clouds, both in Horizon Cloud and Horizon 8, giving customers truly the freedom of choice of where they want to run their desktops and application workloads.
Also, just kidding, we're not wrapping it up. It turns out we do have a question in the audience.
Yes.
Right there.
Hello, hi guys. My name is Lloyd. I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, he's got a mic.
So I work out of hedge fund in New York City. We currently use AVD as our disaster recovery plan for business continuity in case like anything were to go down in Microsoft Azure. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense that I'm also on Microsoft Azure on Horizon Cloud. So I was wondering, what are you guys' thoughts on any other solution for DR, for disaster recovery?
Go for it.
So, you know, the thing is, you know, you could consider potentially workspaces for, Horizon Workspaces on Amazon. Yeah, you know, if Microsoft has a problem, you can still, you know, fall back to Amazon, AWS workloads. The thing is, you have to think about, you know, when you're in the cloud, right? And, you know, there are sometimes situations where Microsoft is screwing things up, then Microsoft Cloud is not, Microsoft Cloud is not working. But there are also sometimes things like, you know, where the Cloudflare or whatever, you know, services who are servicing in between, you know, network problems, provider problems that are occurring, and then you could be, you know, affected whether cloud you're using, right? Whether it's, you know, Alibaba Cloud, Google Cloud, whatever, and therefore, if you want to be safe of that, you potentially should think about, you know, having disaster recovery back on-prem potentially, so going to a hybrid model back again, so, but it's all on you. It depends all on your requirements, and, you know, there's no easy answer for you as of now for that.
Yeah, I think the other thing is jumping across into different regions also. Don't stay in a local region, pick something a couple regions over, because most of the time it's half the country's taking out for like Azure problems, like the last one just last week.
You know, and, you know, to build off what Jens said, right, the first thing is, right, what is the business requirement you're trying to meet? In terms of what does your DR plan say, you know, what is your timeline to get things spun up? You you can do multi-region with Horizon Cloud. And if I remember correctly, Universal Broker is back. So you have that ability soon-ish. It's hard to keep track of all these
There's
announcements.
videos popping up.
Yeah, right. So going back a few years, there was a feature in Horizon Cloud on Horizon Cloud V1 called Universal Broker. With the transition to the Titan or V2, you know, some features lagged behind that implementation and they are being worked back into the product. Universal Broker is one of those features, but it's perfect for a use case like you're describing, where now you decide where your second Azure region is going to be for your DR stuff, and you just deploy a Horizon Cloud pod there, and you can then, you know, spin it up so you get single URL access. Your main site goes down. You already have the stuff there. You spin up the desktops, and everything just keeps rolling forward. The challenge is going to be around the type of desktops that you're doing, right? If you're doing all persistent desktops, well, then you have to make sure you set the proper expectations so that when people sign back in, they know they're getting a new desktop. And, you know, you may have to let apps reinstall, and, you know, they may lose some stuff in their profile, but there's a profile volumes. Well, no, but, you know, there may be pieces to that you have to set proper expectations for, and whether it's app volumes or Workspace ONE Managed or other tools, right? You just have to make sure those expectations are set properly. If you know, as Jens, Chris mentioned, if you're looking at like Amazon Workspace's core, you know, as your DR, there's a different set of challenges that are going to go with that in terms of architecture. So it's not one easy answer like Jens said, but the capabilities are either in the platform or being reintroduced to the platform soon that will simplify DR for you.
And one single sentence to that additionally, with the Horizon Cloud Console, you now have this Horizon Cloud on vSphere again, right? So if you have a single console where you can basically still, you know, use and leverage on-prem resources as well. You know, I just figured you don't want to do that, yeah, but you know, it's just giving you the option, right? Yeah.
All right.
Next question, please.
Next question, if there is, Tony.
Yes.
All right.
What's the best swag? Oh, fine. What's the best swag here so far?
Fabulous question.
I am absolutely shameless, so I will make two plugs. One, stop by the community booth, and there are some great socks there. And then walk right around the corner and say hi to Lola to get some sunglasses, and also participate in a Omnissa research survey. So those are the two best.
Agreed, Sean. Great choice.
Anyone else?
I was just going to say all the things that Jenn was giving away.
Thank you. Yeah, please take them. Otherwise, I have to take them home.
Yeah, maybe one additional one. You know, you can get awesome cool pins for your badge if you do a certification. So please, yeah, you can do a free certification just down the hall over there. Yeah, just go there, do a certification for Horizon or for Workspace ONE, get a pin, and you know that's not only a nice swag, but it's also, you know, up-level your skill set as well. Yeah,
And there might be seats available still.
And if you've worked with Horizon, I think three of us have helped write these exams. All I can say is if you've used Horizon or Workspace ONE for more than 6 months, you should go take the exam.
should be able to pass. Yeah.
Real quick before we wrap up, quick run down the line on who you are and where people should go to find more from you.
Yeah, we'll start with me, so that way they don't steal all my info. I'm Chris Hildebrandt. On most things on the internet is Hildebrandt42. My blog, Hildebrandt42.blog. GitHub, you name it, it's all out there somewhere. YouTube, yeah.
Stephen Wagner, and the blog is Stephen with a PHEN Wagner.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm a friendly guy. If you ever have any questions you want to reach out, feel free to. I'm always here to give everyone a hand. So actively participate on there, X, Twix, and all the other platforms. You'll find me around.
Yeah, Jens Henning. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you know, occasionally I try to speak on different EUC events. So if you are at World of EUC, or if you come to Amsterdam potentially, yeah, come and find me. I'm happy to speak with you guys as well. So yeah.
All right. And Sean Massey, my blog is thevirtualhorizon.com. Anything else, social, GitHub, whatever, seanmassey.net is the page where I have all of my links in.
And hey, I was there for 2 out of 4 of the slides to look them up at the right time. You can find me on community.omnissa.com along with all of them. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Thank you for coming to meet our Tech Insiders. We love them very much. We hope you do too.